I don't not believe. I'm not sure I believe. I'm somewhere in the middle, if that makes any sense. I'm a doubter.
I get it.
I'm a doubter. It's one of those things that I'm just looking at going, really? This
Look,
is something that really happens.
Here's the deal, though. Some of them I do not believe are legitimate, but there are a few that I've met over the years that are the real deal. One would be Sylvia Brown, who used to be on the Montel Williams show all the time.
Oh, I remember her. Yeah.
She made a friend of mine bawl his eyes out, which got me crying, too. Stuff that no one could ever know about another human being, she pulled out of thin air. It was craziness. The other one is Alison Dubois. They based that show Medium off of her.
Yes.
She isn't necessarily a psychic, but she's a medium. She is the real deal. And the person we're about to talk to.
John Edward. I remember the show, yeah. What was the
Crossing Over?
That's right. I was on for a couple of years there. If you guys have questions on your Facebook page, we only got about 9 minutes with them, but if you're here and you want to share a question, you can do that right down there. We'll keep an eye on that as well. Hi to everybody. Hope you had a good weekend.
Oh, I know.
Does he know what I'm thinking? We got to bring Ryan in here, too. We'll get our producer to come scampering in here as soon as we get
started.
He
needs to come in here.
Yeah, with his dad and stuff.
Yeah. Do we have him yet?
I think we're waiting for him right now.
Okay. No,
Be a minute here.
I used to watch that show religiously.
Which one? Crossing Over?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my wife watched the one Danielle Dubois, Alison Dubois.
Alison Dubois.
Yeah, it was like one of her favorite shows.
That was such a brilliant show, though. It was such a great show.
So it's John Edward. We're waiting on him right now. We'll get him in just a minute here. So get serious. You guys have any questions?
Hello,
Go for
Sammy
him.
from Boston.
Hey,
Thank
Sammy.
You. Thank you. Hello, Flay. Welcome.
My boy Flay.
Have you ever, and I'm going to ask this real quick. Have you ever heard a psychic or a medium say something, though, and you were like, okay, this person is legit?
No.
Really?
No, not for me personally. I mean, I'm not discounting. I'm not one of those people who go like, it's crap. I don't buy that per se. I've never had a moment with a psychic that was so compelling like you felt, and other people have had moments where they can't disprove it or even wonder how they would find out that information. I just haven't had that experience.
It's something else. It is.
That's what I'm
else.
wondering, So, yeah, I don't know. That's with me. I mean, I used to know a guy that did horoscope readings.
Okay.
And I grew up in a house where my grandma was really into horoscopes, which is the strangest thing because she was not one of these into these different things. But my God, man, she was all about horoscopes. And I was a Gemini. The end of it, my birthday's June 20th, so there was like this moonchild thing or something.
You're on a cusp.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she had it. Yeah,
I read them. I don't put a lot of faith into the whole horoscope thing, but I do pay attention to certain things. And I do believe that there are certain traits that each individual sign has, just based off of people that I've known most of my life.
So mine's like horse, I think, or something. For
horse.
Gemini, horse. Oh, I'm thinking about the Chinese. No, seriously, Gemini's a horse thing there. Hold on, we'll grab John here real quick. John Edward, how are you, sir? And great to have you here.
Very excited to talk to you today. I was a big fan of Crossing Over.
Thank you. I'm a big fan of Michigan.
Are you? Really? Do you have a connection?
I do. I have a friend who's a colleague who's from Michigan, so I spent some quality time there. I like to eat my way through Michigan. Buddy's Pizza.
Buddy's Pizza.
Right on.
Well, we'll have to tell Robert that you mentioned Buddy's Pizza this morning here. So,
you have a new web series called Evolve.
I do.
And so do you do live readings on Evolve or no?
I do. When I did 2 syndicated shows, and then I decided that I wanted to teach more, and television at the time wasn't allowing me to do that. So I kind of pioneered this whole kind of subscription-based online community thing where I was doing a weekly show, and the people that were part of the subscription, actually, we would Skype with them, and I would, do readings for them, and then 5 people a month would get a private phone reading with me. 5 people a month would get a pair of tickets to my events. 5 people got their question answered. So I was trying to be as interactive as possible, and we're going into our 13th season of doing it.
Wow.
So we were just talking about this in the studio, John, that when you're doing readings, do you see this visually? Is this something that how does this come to you? I mean, on your end.
That you're asking this question because I love to kind of demystify the subject matter. For those of you that are listening, if you think about having a daydream, when you're daydreaming, it's a very real kind of experience. Like you're in your mind and you're thinking, you're feeling, you're experiencing, and that is what a reading feels like. For me, it's a 3-part process. So I'm seeing, hearing, and feeling energy that that's being beamed to me from your loved ones and friends who's coming through. So if I was to say, like, I've got a father figure who passed from lung cancer, and there's a J or G name that's connected to it, and the month of April is connected, I'm going to give you the information based upon what I'm seeing, hearing, and feeling. And then I would say to the client, do you understand that? And then from there, I would move on to the next thing. So it's establishing a link, establishing the connection, and then getting into the dynamics of what's happening in the family. But I'm not seeing them in a visualized way, like
Right.
where I would a person.
So can you do like readings over the phone then too and still have that connection?
It's been something I've done my entire life, and people are like, "How do you do that when they're in a different country?" Because I've got clients from all over the world, and I'm like, well, if I call somebody in Australia, and I'm on the phone with them, and their husband walks up behind them and says, "Who are you talking to?" I'm going to be able to hear the husband because that husband's in that woman's energy. So it doesn't matter if that husband is living or if that husband is crossed. When he walks up behind her and says, "Who are you talking to?" energetically, I'm going to feel that person in their circle. So that's kind of how it happens.
That's amazing.
Hey, John, so real quick, when you said J or G and passed away in April, were you talking to me? Because my dad's name was James, and he died in April.
And there's a cancer connection in the family?
There is cancer connection in the family. This is a heart problem, but cancer runs through my family. Absolutely.
So one of the things that when I give examples, even when I'm not even thinking I'm giving examples, sometimes I'm giving examples. Like there'll be a moment like at my event where I'll use an example for someone, and then in that moment, like one time somebody asked me, do I believe in past lives? And I said, I do believe in past lives. I said, but I can't really validate that for you in the moment. If I said to you, you were a past life, you were a nun, what would you say? Expecting her to say like something jokey, and she said, I would say you have the wrong lifetime. I'm a nun in this one.
Whoa.
Yep.
Okay.
Our producer, Ryan Logan's in the studio with us, John.
Yeah, can we put you on the spot?
I don't know if we have enough time for readings, but I'd love to come back and do them.
We'd love to, because Ryan, with his dad passed suddenly as well.
Don't tell me. Say like.
Sorry.
When I read for people, I don't really want to no.
You don't want any backstory.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it helps me to tune in when I get the information.
Okay. So we got to do this though, because that's something. The other thing I was thinking about with you, John, as a psychic and what you deal with, how do you process all this? Because you process a lot of hurt in people's lives too.
I've been doing it for so long. I kind of compartmentalize a lot of stuff, and it's like I do it and then I let it go. It's hard when I'm in the moment of doing it. It's more hard now that I have kids than before I had kids, because I didn't have the understanding of loss when it comes to a child. But when you have a child now, you can kind of connect with that. I lost my grandparents, I lost my mom and dad, I've lost friends, so I can empathize with that kind of moment. But I also know that in the moment of doing a reading, I have a very small window, because they've got to lower their vibration to be able to come through, and hopefully I'm not going to screw it up. I'm going to get it. I'm going to hear what I'm getting and get it out as quickly as I can. So yeah, it's for me, it's like doing surgery. It's like I open up, I go in, I do the reading, and then I kind of scrub out so I can kind of move on.
I can't imagine like some of the people that you've run into or some of the things that you've, dealt with. When I watched the show, there were a couple times where I was just, oh my gosh, when you were doing Crossing Over, I just couldn't believe it. And I actually was like worried for you just because of all the emotions that are involved with this whole thing.
It is emotional, and I try not to allow myself to fall into the pool. And I use the lifeguard analogy. When you're a lifeguard at a pool, you have a bird's eye view of everybody that's in that pool, and you need to remain objective in order to help as many people as you possibly can. And the moment that lifeguard jumps off that chair and jumps in the pool to help someone, everybody else in the pool is now at risk. He can't help that person. She can't help that person. So for me, I always feel like I have to be the objective lifeguard while I'm doing a reading, and throw the life preserver out to the person so that I don't miss somebody else, especially during a group kind of environment.
Is there a heaven?
I believe that there's an afterlife, and I think that when you define it in the terms of heaven, we make it religious. So I try to kind of be as energetic as I possibly can. So I'm born and raised Catholic. I have a very strong belief and faith in God. Not a big fan of organized religions, plural. I think, religion you pay for, faith is free. So my faith is pretty strong. But I do believe in an afterlife. And depending upon how we look at the levels in the afterlife, you can define it in any way you like. Some people call it the spirit world. Some people call it the other side. Some people call it heaven. I just know that there's a place that our loved ones and friends exist. That dimension is, very connected to us, and love does not die.
I could talk to you all day, John. It's johnedward.net. Get yourself signed up so you can check out the web series and enjoy all the premium content. I know you have a world tour that begins tomorrow in Long Island. You're going to be in Akron, Ohio, which is pretty close to us. But I'm going to hit you up on Twitter because we really want to have you do a reading.
Yeah.
Really.
Hit me up on Twitter.
Oh, that'd be great.
Good talking to you, John. We'll tell everybody at Buddy's Pizza you said hello. Maybe we'll see if we can ship you one. Okay, bud?
Frozen half baked. It's my favorite plane. Thank you very much.
Look at him.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
we're taking orders now. All right.
I'm a fan.
Well, when are you coming back? We'll get you in studio.
Thanks, guys.
All
I'd
right.
love to.
Thanks, John. There he goes. John Edward. You're not getting out of the room. I'm sorry. That was no. Don't leave, producer. Just jumping up here. So, if he did a reading with you, if we can set this up, and I'm sure we will, and you guys too, thinking about this, what do you want to say to your dad? See, for me, I don't know what I'd say to my dad. He's been gone for 28 years. It's been a long time.
What would I say?
What do you say to him? What do you want to know?
I want to know what they are doing, where they are. Like,
You want to know where they are?
are you in like purgatory?
You know what? The first question I would ask him, because I know this is a question that my mom's been wanting to know forever. Where is the wedding ring? Where is his wedding
that's
ring?
right.
We had a lady tell my mom got very into mediums and reading and everything after my dad died, and she went to a lady who told her, check up in this certain area in your closet, and that's where the ring was because we could not find it. It was
Okay, wait a minute. So the day he passed, suddenly he was not wearing the ring.
No, my mom got him a new one, and he lost the new one. So he was still wearing his old one, couldn't find the new wedding ring.
Okay.
So
Okay.
she tells us where to go look. My mom goes right there, and the box is there, but the ring wasn't in the box. But the box was right where she said.
Ooh.
So we got weirded out by that.
So you want to know? Yeah.
I just want to know because I know that's it's a running joke too. It's like, we still can't find that damn ring. Wow. What would I ask him? I have no idea. I have no clue.
It's a deeply personal thing for everybody.
It is.
I'd imagine. Yeah. You want to know where's heaven? Waterford, Michigan. Vote now.
All right. Anyhow, no. I mean, it's one of those questions. I mean, you asked him, is there a heaven? And it's something that I think everyone who is spiritual and believes in something wants to know. Is there a heaven, a hell, a purgatory? Who goes there? Or do you just go in a box or get cremated or go, and that's the end of it?
It's called faith for that. But seriously, though, it's the alien thing all over again. And I'm not comparing Christianity to aliens, but as a Christian, there's a bit of faith involved in this. I don't know. I've never been to heaven, and I plan to go there in my own faith someday. I've never seen an alien, and I'm convinced that as Americans, even if an alien landed here, we wouldn't believe it anyway because we'd think it was CGI. Right?
Yeah.
I've asked you guys all the time, like we get all these alien stories. I'm like, what would it take to convince people without a shadow of a doubt that aliens are real? Because we would try to disprove everything.
You would have to physically see them, and they'd have to anal probe you. Otherwise, you're not going to believe it.
Not the day. No, we're not. What's up with you and anal probes?
Well, that's what people say they do when you get kidnapped by them, that they take you up in the ship and perform experiences.
That's what the name of the ship is?
The
Golden Butthole.
There it is.
I knew that was coming.
I don't know that I'm going to have some guy come to me going, I know you don't believe in aliens, but I had my booty probed.
No, seriously, though, how many stories have you heard about them and that's what they say?
Yeah. But all that does is make me not believe, and these are just freaky guys who got picked up in a wrong van.
All I know is if anybody comes up to you and says, hey, want me to prove to you I'm an alien? Run. Because then you're going to get probed. You're going
to get butt probed.
Yep.
I'm sorry I
The
brought
guy
that
says-
up now.
Enjoy Facebook.
Think about it, though. It's always some dude that lives in, like, Paducah, Kentucky, out in the woods somewhere that was like...
Well, that's because they know that nobody's going to trust that guy because of the way he sounds and
what's
stuff.
it going to take for someone to believe in aliens 100%?
You know-
can't, we would just, even if someone, a real one or someone, we would think it's somebody dressed up, right?
to
Or
me,
CGI.
it's like you can believe in whatever you want to believe in as long as it doesn't hurt other people. No harm, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's just like I had a debate with somebody the other day about religion, and I said, you know what, I don't I believe what I believe. You believe what you believe. And if it's not hurting me, then good on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, believe in something. If it makes you a better human being, then so be it.
As long as it's not Baker Mayfield. Stupid Browns. Anyway. Is that wrong?
Like a statue?
Right, yeah.
I was trying to think of what I would want
Johnny
to come
Manziel.
back as.
What, if there was reincarnation?
Yeah.
Seth Rogen, according to my son, because you look just like him.
You think?
And our promo
Yeah.
team member, too. That's freaky.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I want to go the other way. I want to be a female this time. I want to
You
be
could-
like an
Ooh,
Instagram
you
model.
could come back as an alien female and call yourself Annie Probe. There it is.
Not the dude.
All right, we're done.
Oh, good Lord.
Okay, guys. Everybody have fun. We go from psychics to butt probing. Top that. Bye.